Welcome. Hello, my name is Craig Westling. I'm the Executive Director of Education at the Dartmouth Institute for Health Policy and Clinical Practice. And you guys can sit down. I'd like to welcome everybody to this glorious occasion. Welcome to our students and their families and their friends, both in person and online. Welcome Dean Compton, Dr. Bernardo, our faculty, our education team staff, and our special guest, Dr. Novello. And a special welcome to the class of 2020, many of whom are here. I said many, a few of whom are here today to celebrate and participate in person, because when they graduated, it was right when everything shut down with COVID and this whole ceremony was entirely online. So welcome. We're all so glad you're here. And I did want to let you know, because you might have noticed it's been raining a little bit, if there's lightning within 20 miles of here, we'll get a notice that we have to pause what we're doing. And if that happens, I'll get up and put a pause and we'll give instructions on what to do, okay? But let's all hope that does, yeah, think positive, there we go. We're here today to celebrate a remarkable group of students, people who've put in countless hours of studying and working and giving their all to earn a rigorous degree. Today marks a milestone in each of their respective journeys to be change leaders while solving daunting public health and healthcare problems. And we need their expertise, their passion, their skills more than ever to tackle some of the greatest challenges we ever faced, threatening the health and well-being of people all around the globe. The COVID-19 pandemic, the pandemic may be officially over. The virus itself is still ravaging lots of people, taking a brutal toll, and remains a threat for the foreseeable future. Our planet is warming, impacting the very foundations of health and life. There are wars and conflicts around the world causing humanitarian crises. And our nation, indeed much of the world, continues to argue over what it means to have basic human rights. These are wicked challenges, and they also reflect opportunities to take on major public health and policy issues and make a big impact. Your work will make the world a better and safer and healthier place, and I thank all of our students for their passion and commitment to do this. Now let's get on with the rest of the celebration to honor our graduates. I'd like to invite Dr. Lisa McBride, Geisel's Associate Dean for Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging, to the podium to introduce our featured Class Day speaker.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Craig. It's an honor to introduce my mentor and our keynote speaker today, Dr. Antonia Novello, the 14th Surgeon General of the United States, who was born in Puerto Rico. Dr. Novello graduated from the University of Puerto Rico with a Bachelor's of Science degree in 1965, a great year, I would say, and received her Doctor of Medicine in 1970. She completed her specialty training in pediatrics and nephrology at the University of Michigan and Georgetown University. She received her master's in public health from Johns Hopkins School of Public Health in 1982 and a doctorate in Public Health in May of 2000. On March 9th, 1990, Dr. Antonio Novello was sworn in by Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor to serve as the 14th Surgeon General of the United States Public Health Service. Her appointment marked two firsts. Dr. Novello became the first woman and the first Hispanic ever to hold this position. Talk about first. On June 3rd, 1999, Governor George E. Pataki nominated Dr. Novello to be the 13th New York State Health Commissioner, one of the leading health agencies in the nation with a $49 billion budget, 1/3 of the whole New York State budget. Dr. Novello holds countless awards, including the Legion of Merit and the National Governors Association Distinguished Service to State Government Award for her performance during September the 11th, as well as membership in the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Society and the National Academy of Medicine, to name just a few. And she holds 58 honorary degrees. In 2020, Dr. Novello was listed as one of the 100 Women of the Century in Science and Medicine. She also, in 2022, had a humanitarian award in her name by the United States Hispanic Leadership Institution. It was named the Dr. Antonio Novello Humanitarian Award in honor of her service to mankind. And so if you would do the honors and join me in welcoming Dr. Antonio Novello, our keynote speaker.
Hi, guys. Let's have it again for the first woman Surgeon General of this United States. Right. So, good afternoon, Dr. Wesleyan, Dean Compton, families and guests, faculty and staff, and of course, the graduating class of 2023 of Dartmouth Institute of Health Policy and Clinical Practice on your class day ceremony. I congratulate you and thank you for the honor. In front of you, you have a speaker who has been a little bit of everything, from a graduate of the University of Puerto Rico Medical School to the 13th Health Commissioner of the State of New York, and then the first woman Surgeon General of the United States. Like you, I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do when I grow up. I stand before you today to do three things. I'm going to congratulate you, I am going to counsel you, and then I'm going to challenge you. Congratulations. Just think of it. Tomorrow you're going to start paying your student loans. And so while I congratulate you most warmly today, I urge you to continue a lifelong quest of learning, of caring, but above all of questioning. Today you stand up on the shoulders of your excellent faculty, just as they stood on the shoulders of their predecessors, and like them, you too one day will pass this torch to the new generation. Colleagues, it is known that we professionals in the fields of public health are trained to do the work that allows physicians, communities, and government agencies a chance to improve the health of entire populations through preventive measures, health, information, immunizations, water, food, and environmental safety, to name a few. But in spite of the best performances of all of us in the field, our expertise and our commitment remains invisible and sometimes unappreciated in the minds of many. The reason is that public health is not something that changes daily. The top public health threats don't just come in a virus, a mosquito, or a bacteria, or even a drug, but rather as a social issue, as poverty, inequity, and discrimination, issues that are still very much need in solutions. And sadly, their importance and their budgets get realigned and repositioned every 4 years, depending on the new disease or on the leadership at the helm of government. The good news is that working in public health by itself gives us the ability to be humble. This is not thinking less of ourselves, it's thinking ourselves less, because recognizing that we are not on earth to see how important we can become, but to see how much difference we can make in the lives of others. So humbleness is a good thing to have. In today's world, some of you will be responsible for reviewing plans for public health threats, maintaining workforce readiness, and for some of you, even managing their deployment. Some others, on the other hand, will become epidemiological investigators, and you will discover the causative agent during epidemics, and in turn, will collect, analyze the data that will provide for the allocation of resources for research and treatment that will save lives. Others will be involved in biostatistics, and others will be in program planning and evaluation. So in the presence of so much expected from us, I believe that the time has come for all of us in the public health field to take the recognition that we deserve in this United States of America. From now on, our words will have to be acknowledged. Our actions will have to be documented, our abilities recognized, and our discoveries published in the front pages of all the media of this United States of America. You are the best, and don't let anyone put you down. Now, having given me the opportunity to get this out of my show, I have to tell you that the importance of the public health officer has to be respected. And on an audience like today, on your class day, I really appreciate having given me the opportunity to say that. And now that I am more calm, I want you to allow me to counsel you. In doing so, may I remind you that your life and what you make of it, it is your greatest enterprise. Therefore, I counsel you to have the sensitivity in expressing, I need you, to have the ability to say, I love you, and to say without shame, I'm sorry, I don't know. Equally as important, there are going to be times when the overall pressures of possibly disappointing your family will be overwhelming. But don't let the pressures of being the first generation weigh you down. Your family came here to give you a better life and a better education, so honor them. And never, ever forget where you come from. Carry your heritage with pride, and above all, be and stay humble. You're not better than any one of those who do not have your same educational capacity. So lift as you climb. Some of you might be the first in your family, but with God's help, you will not be the last. Colleagues, a word of advice. Get out there and meet as many people as you can, particularly those ones that do not look like you. Seek the strangers and their wisdom. Their wisdom can be assimilated only if we submit ourselves to seek them out. It will help you reduce your fears. Realize that unless we make an effort to learn new perspectives, our biases and fears will continue to constrict us slowly. Similarly, remember that our work as professionals defines us as human beings. As it has been said, much of the good and the bad that you do in your life will come through your work. How will you view your work? Robert Bella said there are 3 types of work. The first one is the job, where your goal is only earning a living and supporting your family. Then there is the career, where you trace your progress to appointments and achievements. And then there is the calling, the ideal blending of activity and character that makes work inseparable from life. Colleagues, you here today with a tremendous trust that you will have in your community and a visible responsibility to uphold the public trust. I hope that you're just not looking for a job. I hope that you're just not planning a career. I hope that each one of you has a calling, a professional calling. I know you will do well. Your professors have seen to that, but I pray that you will do good. One word of caution from someone that was sitting exactly where you are 53 years ago. The world owes you nothing. To believe that the world is going to treat you good because you're a graduate of this university is like assuming that a bull is not going to hate you because you're a vegetarian. Remember as well, it has been said, service is the rent we pay for living, and that service will set you apart. Service to yourself, service to your family, service to your community, to your country, and service to God. So I counsel you as well not to forget to put balance in your life. Friends, family, leisure, time, hobbies, and social causes, voluntarism, but above all, religion. Never, never forget your family or your best friend. God knows that you're going to need them most. So now allow me to challenge you. I don't need to tell you that the future of health is paved with many complex issues, but I have to tell you that the future is already here and much remains to be done. I am reminded of some very simple, profound observations of Mark Twain, who said, good judgment comes from experience, and where those bad judgment comes, it comes from experience too. So I can tell you that if we are going to meet the nation's complex and difficult challenges, we're going to need healthy doses of both experience and judgments. And to start We must need and must learn to respond to the public health needs of an increasingly diverse society with rapidly changing demographics. I have to tell you that currently in the United States, we are 336 billion people. And with the combination of births, deaths, and net international migration, we have seen increases in the US population of 1 person every 2.7 seconds. We are 50% women, we are 49% men, we are 59% whites, 13% African Americans, 18% Latinos, 6% Asian Pacific Islanders, 1.3% Native Americans, 2.92 or more races, 7.2 LGBTQ plus 1, 89,000 are over the age of 100, 16% are over the age of 65, 5% are children under the age of 5, and 1 in 5, or 68 million, speak another language at home that is not English, and 1 out of every 10 speak Spanish. All of this gives you the first glimpse into the shifting and complicated make of American families and carry wide implications that policymakers and public health like you will have to take care of in the future. I believe that today, as never before, our diversity as a nation is intertwined with the strength and the hope for the future. And based on this strength, and bound by our common concern for the health and the well-being of the people in the nation, we can join for the first time the forces for the haves and the have-nots. Franklin D. Roosevelt said it best: the test of our progress is not whether we add to the abundance of those who have much, it is whether we provide enough for those who have little. So I believe that if America is going to be good for any one of us, then America has to be good for all of us. Otherwise, it's not America. So what are we going to do as new members of the public health community to help this large number of citizens enjoy the benefits that this country of ours has to offer? To start, we have to acknowledge that in this country we have many health inequities, the likes of excessive maternal and child mortality, major depression in marginalized communities, drug overdose and suicide in our youth, and for some, a total disregard for our environmental issues. But on your class day, I would like you to be challenged to place in the future one thing that is really important, and that is equity. Because God never intended for one group of people to live in superfluous, inordinated wealth, while others live in abject, deadening poverty. I believe that your humanistic instincts, your knowledge base acquired in this institution will be instrumental in finding solutions to this issue, one that needs attention from everyone, and COVID-19 brought it to the conscience of everyone in here today. So I have to tell you, if we would have not had COVID-19, equity would still be in the back burner on most people's conscience. And I tell you, marginalized communities need more than that. So in bringing equity to the forefront, remember, equity will not be accomplished by treating everyone equal. It will be achieved by treating everyone justly according to their circumstances. Martin Luther King said it best. He said, "We have two Americas, one beautiful, overflowing with prosperity, and the other one poor in the presence of wealth. For many racial minorities, life is desolate, no exit route, due to this false notion that one race is progressive while the other one is inferior. Racism, ladies and gentlemen, is the affirmation of inferiority." As I mentioned before, we have not moved the subject of equity at any level beyond rhetoric, and COVID-19 has it right now in the conscience of America. The equity problem needs full attention because this time we will not let it fade away. Why? Because marginalized communities and the African American and the Latino community has endured unrelenting racism that begins at an early age, and still most of America does not believe that it exists. And this denial of racial bias can be so extreme that no one believes it even within their face. Look at the Harris poll of 2022. It found that nearly 50% of white people remain unconvinced that there was systemic racism in America, and 17% of them were not sure. 80% of blacks, 70% of Asian Pacific, 70% of Hispanics still believe that this exists. And the reality is that you cannot accomplish equity unless you incorporate and address all the multiple issues in the marginalized communities, and in African American one in particular, that for centuries have impeded and limited their upward mobility, the likes of wealth, housing, employment, education, health, food security, and criminal justice. I have to tell you, When some of us have wealth, good education, good houses, stable employment, food security, health insurance, it is very difficult to acknowledge that others have been deprived of these privileges for many years, not because of lack of trying, but because of racism, bias, and the lack of economic opportunities. We have to address those issues so we can have a better future for almost 32% of American citizens that, for no fault of their own, have been kept out of what this country of ours has to offer. It's not easy to stay healthy and do the best for your family when at every turn there is discrimination in actions and in deeds, and when you suffer from food insecurity, poverty, and hunger. And if this is not important of you to be convinced, I have to tell you that there are consequences of racism, especially in the children. And when you look into this, it has been found that children's cognitive attributes have been found to be diminished, including the amount of gray matter in their brain because of food lacking. And on top of that, even sadder, the inflammation in their bodies is present due to constant exposures to adversity and prolonged exposure to toxic stress, prejudice, discrimination, and bias. The time has come to address these factors, both within and beyond the healthcare system. And when dealing with equity, if left undone, it may contribute not to diminish, but to widen the disparities in the future. And while pursuing equity, your biggest and most important endeavor will be to collect, supervise, document the collection of all pertinent and relevant data regarding wealth, housing, education, employment, health, and food insecurity in marginalized communities, paying attention always that when you look into artificial intelligence, if you give them poor data, they will give you back poor data as well. So this inclusive data collection will be vital in mitigating the risk of bias system that could inadvertently perpetuate and exacerbate the existing inequalities. Additionally, do not forget to include everyone who needs to be heard. By consciously integrating diverse voices in the data collection, we can create solutions that are not only innovative, but equitable, just, inclusive, and representative of the diverse communities it is meant to serve. As Martin Luther King said at this junction, it's time to move beyond reflection and start to take action, because our biggest threat is our own silence in the face of injustice. May I remind you, as it has been said, society's punishments are small compared to the ones we inflict on our soul when we look the other way. So, colleagues, I know that I have shared with you today a lot. But as I look at you, I know that you will find solutions to some of these societal wrongs, especially when the bias and discrimination are at the center of the injustice. Don't be overwhelmed. I am sure that you find your solutions in your DNA. Remember, as it has been said, morality cannot be legislated, but behavior can be regulated. Remember as well that successful activism that is needed today will require understanding the past if we're attempting to change the future. That is what we have tried to do today. So let's get to work. There's no time to waste. Remember, our lives begin to end the day that we become silent about the things that really matter. So before I leave you today, I have to share with you 10 principles that you can buy in March of 2024 when my book comes out. These 10 principles are accompanied by quotes of great leaders, and I want to share them with you, trying to help you along the way. Number 10, be a pioneer. Don't be afraid to forge in new directions. And when you think of pioneers, remember Rosa Parks, the seamstress who became the founding symbol of the civil rights movement in the United States and who died not long ago at the age of 92. Her simple defiance in refusing to give up her seat on the bus changed the country. And after her death, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, speaking on behalf of all African Americans, said it best: she sat down in order that we might stand up. So when you fall in new directions, remember the Ark was built by amateurs, the Titanic by professionals. Number 9, do not deny your roots when you walk the ladder of success. For you deny your roots, you have lost your integrity. You have lost your dignity. Nothing is worth the cost of your integrity, your reputation, or your self-respect if you cannot honor your racial, cultural, moral, and social concepts inherited from your ancestors. If you do that, then how can you demand it of the rest? Remember, people without knowledge of their past, origin, or culture are like a tree without roots. They will fall over. Number 8. Never underestimate your capabilities. Others will do it for you. You have enemies, good. That means that you stood something someday for something that was worth it. Additionally, remember that great people discuss ideas. Average people discuss events, and little people talk about people. Number 7, achieve the highest level of education is the key to the door of opportunity. The greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it's too low and we reach it. So learn to say, I don't know. If used correctly, it can save you from many embarrassing moments. Number 6, set goals for yourself, and when you do so, make them realistic and then share them with those that believe in you. In pursuing your goals, whenever you run into a wall, find a way to walk around it if you haven't learned to knock it down. When you're happy at your work, do something about it, otherwise you're the problem, not the solution. And remember, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. As someone used to say, I used to walk in a room and wonder if they like me. Now I walk in a room and I wonder if I like them. Number 5, when you get to the top, don't forget you owe something back to your peers, your family, your community. Every man must decide whether he will walk in the light of creative altruism or in the darkness of destructive selfishness. Number 4, don't be afraid to speak your mind. Remember, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. Remember as well, be more concerned with your character than with your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. Number 3, take care of yourself, spiritually, physically, and mentally. We either make ourselves miserable or we can make ourselves strong. After all, it's the same amount of work. Remember, it takes nothing to join the crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone, because when you have forced to stand alone, you realize truly what is that you're made of. Number 2, never lose your sense of who you really are, even when others believe they know you better than you do. Always be a first-rate version of yourself instead of a second-rate version of somebody else. You were born an original. Don't you dare die a copy. Number 1, never stop dreaming. Remember, the penalty of success is to be bored by the attention of those that when you were nobody, they did not pay attention to you. 3 things you cannot recover in life: the word after it has been said, the moment after it has been missed, and the time after it has been gone. Use time wisely. When it's gone, it cannot be recovered. But more than anything, when you day arrive that you're on top of your dreams, take the time to thank God and thank your family. Be kind to those who never believe that you would amount to something. Think of them and forgive them. Remember, the best revenge is success. And so I leave you today with the words of Yehuda Bauer, the great Holocaust historian, who said it best. There are 3 extra commandments on top of the 10 that we cherish and value. The first one is, thou shalt not be a victim. The second one is, thou shalt not be a perpetrator. And the third one is, thou shalt not be a bystander. Don't let anyone say that a graduate of this institution has ever been accused of being a bystander. Thank you very much. Good luck and God bless.
Wow. Can't wait for your book to come out. Thank you, Dr. Novello. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the 2 student speakers this afternoon. Both of whom were elected to represent their respective cohorts. They were elected by their peers. The gentle rain from heaven falls upon the place beneath and is twice blessed. All right, I'll stop quoting Shakespeare from high school. I'd like to first introduce our residential MPH-MS program student speaker, Kirsten Smith. Kirsten, can you make your way up here? I'm going to embarrass her a little. Come on up. Thank you. Kirsten grew up in southeastern Connecticut before moving to California to attend Stanford University, where she earned her degree in human biology. After deciding she wanted to pursue medicine, she completed a postbac at Columbia University, and she spent several years working in clinical research and traveling as much as possible. Kirsten is excited to be starting medical school in August at the University of Miami, Miller School of Medicine. She hopes to work towards her goal of providing surgical services in resource-limited areas of the world. When she's not studying, she loves running, hand embroidery, and trying new bourbons. Please join me in welcoming Kirsten.
Honored guests, distinguished faculty, and fellow graduates. When I'm not taking up residence in Vale 710, our classroom, for those of you who didn't spend most of your waking hours there over the past year, I'm a tutor. So you might say I have an unusually high amount of information stored in my head about high school AP exam topics, which obviously serves me extremely well in my day-to-day as a 29-year-old woman. One of these valuable nuggets of trivia is about kin selection. No, kin selection is not about choosing your relatives at a family reunion, although that might have its perks. Kin selection, in the world of biology, is the idea that animals have a natural inclination to sacrifice themselves for their close relatives, ensuring the survival of their genes in future generations, even at their own expense. Some Florida scrub jays act as a helper, not joining a breeding pair of birds, but instead collecting food and fighting off predators as the ultimate third wheel. Zebras earn their stripes by turning towards an attacking predator so the herd's young can flee. Ground squirrels cry out alarm calls so their loved ones can go to ground. This concept has always fascinated me because it seems the antithesis of natural selection in many ways. We are often taught that survival is based solely on individual fitness, creating an environment of constant competition. Yet kin selection shows us that altruism is deeply ingrained within us, proving that collaboration and cooperation can be just as vital for survival. As I got to know my peers in this program, I witnessed firsthand their embodiment of this altruistic spirit. However, my peers are not just concerned about the survival of their biological kin. No, instead, they're focused on the health and well-being of all individuals, regardless of personal relation. These exceptional graduates are like everyone's distant cousins, twice removed, maybe black sheep, stepping in at great personal cost to draw attention to critical matters in public health. As public health advocates, they classify all of humankind as their kin to protect, even if it means sacrificing sleep, shouldering the burden of student loans, or facing public pushback. They are more than willing to make that sacrifice because of their profound belief in health equity for all. As we embark on this new chapter of our lives, let us further embody the lessons of altruism. Just like our ancestors ensured the survival of their kin by working together so that we could be here today, we can achieve so much more by collaborating, supporting, and amplifying each other's efforts. Throughout our journey in this program, we have become part of a tightly knit community, united by a shared purpose, to make the world a healthier place for all. Our diverse interests may lead us down different paths, but our core values unite us: a passion for public health and an unwavering commitment to improving the well-being of others. Like the ripple effect of kin selection in nature, our actions have the potential to shape the health and well-being of future generations. Each project we undertake, each initiative that we champion, has the power to inspire others and bring about meaningful change. Therefore, let us embrace our interconnectedness, our shared mission, and our exceptional ability to balance 5 concurrent group projects in a single term, bringing a spirit of cooperation to the field of public health. As we venture out into the wild, into a world of challenges and opportunities, remember that we are not alone. We have the support and camaraderie of our fellow graduates, the guidance and wisdom imparted by our esteemed faculty, and the unwavering love and encouragement of our families and friends. Congratulations, class of 2023. May you follow your unique passions with unwavering determination, and may your actions serve as a testament to the transformative power of altruism, collaboration, and the indomitable spirit of the human will. Let us be the scrub jays, zebras, and ground squirrels that I know you all to be: courageous, selfless, and willing to sacrifice for the betterment of society. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirsten. I'm delighted to introduce our second speaker of the day, who's representing the Hybrid MPH program, Ifra Ahmed. Please make your way to the stage. Ifra is an accomplished community health liaison, quality assurance manager, and behavioral therapist with a passion for working with diverse populations. She was born in Somalia and grew up in Kenya before resettling as a refugee in Kansas 8 years ago and then resettling in Minnesota. Ifra graduated from Fort Hays State University with a double major in behavioral psychology and cultural anthropology and a minor in leadership. She has been an active member of the Ethnic Empowerment Group, dedicated to building community relations, and has worked as a behavioral therapist using her expertise in cultural diversity to help children with autism. In her free time, Ifra enjoys traveling and trying new foods, as well as spending time with friends and family. Ifra.
Public speaking has never been my thing. Hello, everybody. Today is a culmination of 2 years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. Congratulations, y'all. Congratulations to every one of us. You are the embodiment of different makers that this world needs. And I would also like to thank the staff and the faculty of TDI MPH. Your commitment, tireless effort, and support have been instrumental in guiding us through this transformative journey. By graduating with an MPH, we all possess the power to create a lasting change and make a difference in our world. In the past 2 years, we have encountered many ups and downs, both personal and academic challenges. For instance, due to the COVID-19, we were not able to meet in person for almost a year. However, we formed strong bonds, and we supported and learned from one another through our coursework, our research, our IEL, and we even managed to balance our personal lives and personal commitments. I came to this program expecting to get a degree, but I am proud to say that I'm leaving this program with people that I plan to call lifelong friends. And one of the most special part of this MPH hybrid is that we get to study side by side with clinicians, advocates, attorneys, educators, industry, and nonprofit leaders. And each one of us have shown that we have the power to make a change in this world, whether it is through advocacy for more doulas, reproductive right justice, gun violence awareness, advocating for the LGBTQ+ rights, standing up against epistemic injustices and racism around care delivery, stratification of health insurance based on socioeconomic status. Every one of us has demonstrated that we are capable of improving health and steering the world toward a better future. But of course, one step at a time. But as you all know, the road to success is not an easy one. It is filled with ups and downs and twists and turns. God knows how many twists and turns. And this can feel insurmountable. And during this moment, we must dig deep and draw upon our inner strength and resilience to push through and persevere. As a child, I experienced the harsh realities of disparities firsthand. And I do not need to be told about it. I grew up in a war-torn country of Somalia, and I lived in a refugee camp. I witnessed my loved ones succumbing to many tropical diseases, such as yellow fevers, typhoids, malaria, and among other curable diseases. I saw how a broken health system could devastate an entire nation. This experience has helped me understand the true meaning of resilience, the power of perseverance, and the importance for pushing yourself to strive the best, even in the most challenging circumstances. So when I moved to the US at the age of 18, with absolutely nothing but a blanket and a poem from my mother, life was tough. Life was tough. And when life knocked me down, I remembered my mother's poem. And this poem has been my philosophy, it has been my statement, it has been everything to me. And I would like to share that poem with you, all of you. To my dearest, she said, Nagnol iskadik means be a strong woman. And remember not to be too hard on yourself. Life and the world will do that for you. Remember that confidence is not the opposite of humility. Remember always to have enough confidence to hold your head high and enough humility to never look down on others. Remember to always be yourself, follow your heart, and most importantly, believe in yourself. Remember that modesty is the highest form of elegance. Remember to always listen and learn from others. Remember to always stand up for what you believe. And remember that when you fail, which you will fail, it is okay to ask for help. And remember to be silly. Be bold, be confident, be brave, be fierce, seek the remarkable. Take a chance, because in the end, everything will be okay, and in most cases, more than okay. These words have guided me through some of the most challenging times in my life, and I hope they inspire you to make a difference as I inspire to serve marginalized communities, specifically refugees communities. So, as we all go out into the world, I would like to share the final thoughts, and I promise I'll be done talking. First is never stop learning. As Dr. Hansen once said, education is currency. The world is constantly evolving, and we must continue to learn and grow through this journey called life. Secondly, be a non-conformist. Use your voice to stand up against injustice and inequity. Be inclusive, embrace other challenges, and your journey will be much more fulfilling and rewarding. Finally, as we are being awarded by this degree from Geisel School of Medicine at Dartmouth, never forget the reason why you pursued a master's in public health. Whether it is to improve the health of your community, to address global health issue, or to advance health equity. Stay true to your passion and your purpose. So once again, congratulations on your achievement, and I wish you all the best as you continue your journey. Remember, we are a different makers.
Thank you, Ifrah. We're honored to have both you and Kirsten present today, represent your respective cohorts. And I know you'll both be eloquent spokespeople for public health in the future. We're now going to transition to the awards section of our ceremony, and we have several awards to give out today. Recipients of some of the awards were selected by their classmates, where others were selected by faculty and staff, and we'll explain each one as we go. So to start, I'd like to invite Courtney Thoreau to announce the Henry Masters Award recipients.
Thank you, Craig. I'm Courtney Thoreau, Director of Admissions and Operations at TDI. Our first award this afternoon is the Henry Masters Award. This award was established in 2010 in memory of Henry Loring Masters, a TDI student who died unexpectedly of complications from H1N1 near the end of his second term. Henry was a bright light full of intelligence and compassion, who cared deeply about others. He was a humble leader with a passion for improving health and healthcare and making a lasting difference, especially for underserved populations. Each graduating class selects one of its members to receive the award, recognizing the student who most exemplifies the qualities and goals that Henry embodied. For Henry's parents, Jeff and Lucy Masters, who are with us online, and for those who knew Henry, this day of celebration is also a day of remembrance. Jeff and Lucy offered thoughts to share. Again this year, Class Day seems particularly important as debate continues on the sources of and responses to global public health crises. Our Henry had a remarkable capacity to synthesize complexity for good, bolstered by this fine program. He also had a big, booming voice and didn't need a microphone. His work continues when each of you raises the volume on the critical issues of our time. This year, we actually have 3 recipients, one from the on-campus programs and 2 from the hybrid program because the vote was tied. The on-campus programs recipient of this year's Henry Master Award, as selected by their classmates, is Joseph Nano. Unfortunately, Joe is unable to be here with us today. He had an opportunity to see his Syrian grandparents, who he hasn't seen in almost 10 years. But let me share a description of Joe. Joe is a voice of wisdom and goodness among his peers. He exudes warmth to all he encounters and advocates for the whole of his class by supporting peers and colleagues. He is a source of joy and positivity each day in the classroom. Congratulations, Joe, on this special award. As I mentioned, this year we had a tie for votes in the hybrid program. The recipients of this year's Henry Masters Award, as selected by their classmates, are Cleola Payne and Sarah Stafford. Come on up. While Cleola and Sarah are coming to the stage, let me share a few words about them from their classmates. First, Cleola. Cleola truly embodies what this award is all about: passion, compassion, and a strong desire to improve health equity. Cleola is deeply embedded in the community she's a part of, and there's no doubt she's going to make a big difference for those that she serves. And now Sarah. Sarah embodies all the characteristics that honor Henry's legacy. She is brilliant, kind, and funny. Her commitment to making a meaningful difference in pediatric and adolescent health is infectious and unrelenting. I am lucky to be her classmate and look forward to seeing what amazing things she accomplishes in the near future. Congratulations, Cleola, Joe, Sarah, and thank you again, Lucy and Jeff, for joining us virtually. I'd like to invite Regan Reed to announce the Karen Ashley Leadership Award.
Hi, everyone. I'm Megan Reed, and I'm the Hybrid MPH Program Manager. I'm honored to present the first Karen Ashley Leadership Award, which is given to the student who best exemplifies the following attributes: creates innovative solutions to public health challenges, leads impactful change, inspires others to promote and maintain a positive learning environment and community. The recipient of this award is selected by faculty and staff who have worked closely with the students over the course of their time at TDI. For the Hybrid MPH program, the 2023 Karen Ashley Leadership Award goes to Sayer SPs. Yes. While S is coming to stage, let me share a few words about them from some of our faculty and staff. S models Karen's quiet and empathetic leadership style, prioritizing the value of listening carefully and acting thoughtfully. They have been a respected spokesperson for their class, a model student who supports their peers, and someone who engages deeply in every academic experience. Congratulations, S. I'd like to ask Roland Lamb to the podium to present the Karen Ashley Leadership Award for our on-campus programs.
Okay. Thank you, Megan. I'm Roland Lamb, on-campus program manager. I'm honored to present the Karen Ashley Leadership Award for the on-campus programs to Shidalu Mbonu. While she is coming forward, let me share a few comments about Shidalu. Shidalu has been an incredible leader this year in a number of different roles. She founded the UNICEF Club and served as its president. As class president, she has been an important link to bring TDI closer to Geisel and has worked closely with the Diversity, Inclusion, and Community Engagement Office to facilitate important events and discussions for her classmates. She brings passion and compassion to all she does. We look forward to following Shidalu's next steps and career. Congratulations, Shidalu. Okay, we're so grateful for both your and S's contributions to our program. I'd like to ask Craig Westling to present the Teaching Excellence Awards.
Thank you, Roland and Megan. This year, we're reintroducing teaching awards, and these are voted on by students. And I'm going to try not to get choked up. The Teaching Excellence Award is given to one faculty member in each program who consistently communicates a thorough knowledge of and enthusiasm for the subject, presents that knowledge coherently and connects it with other allied fields or subjects, inspires students to learn and want to make a difference in the field of public health, challenges students and increases their capacity for independent thought, transforms, enhances, or innovates teaching methodology and practice, creates an inclusive, welcoming learning environment, encourages collaboration and collegiality. The residential MPH-MS programs recipient of this year's teaching award, as selected by the graduating class, is Dr. Brian Lucas. Where are you? Come on up, Brian. Come on up, wherever you are. There you are. Congrats, buddy. Let me make sure I have the right one. All right. I was supposed to share a few words about Dr. Lucas while he was up here. It's all right. This is some words from students, Brian. Dr. Lucas's ability to effectively teach challenging material is impressive, and the environment he creates in the classroom is inviting, exciting, and fair. He meets students where they are and is readily available for questions. I look forward to each class. I should back up a little. He teaches biostatistics, all right, which is a required class, and it's quantitative and it's hard. So someone who's looking forward to coming to every class is very impressive. I look forward to each class, and I truly learn so much under his direction. He made confusing topics easy, highlighting everyday application, and gave us so many tips and tricks to remember them. We are fortunate to have been taught by such a passionate and motivating individual. Thank you, Dr. Lucas. The hybrid programs recipient of this year's Teaching Excellence Awards is selected by the graduating class is Dr. Megan Longacre. Come on, I'll embarrass you while you're up here. Here's some words from your students. Dr. Longacre has been exceptional in all interactions throughout the program. As an advisor, as a director of the practicum, she is generous with her time and expertise, providing thoughtful guidance to students to make sure they have a meaningful experience. She exemplifies the qualities that make an exceptional teacher and is an inspiration to all. Congratulations. Now I'd like to ask Dr. Alka Dev to the podium to present the Social Justice Awards for our program.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Craig. My name is Alka Dev. I'm an assistant professor here at the Dartmouth Institute, and I teach in the residential program. Today we are recognizing students who are improving public health and health care by actively engaging in social justice issues to promote equity, peace, and justice. These are qualities that TDI values highly in its students, many of whom have shown leadership and dedication to bringing about a more equal, peaceful, and just community, country, and world. The field of public health needs these ambassadors of equity and agents of change. I think we've heard a lot of inspiring thoughts on that today. This year's awardees have demonstrated a passion and ability to be these change agents during their time here at TDI. The intention of this award is to encourage all TDI students and graduates to continue to grow in their advocacy for social justice and to become these agents for change beyond their time at TDI and the communities where they will work after graduation. I just want to point out that these are also students who are nominated for this award by their peers and sometimes by faculty as well. The social justice awardees from the on-campus and hybrid programs for this year are listed in the program. In all, we have 56 recipients of the Social Justice Award, so well done. Please stand for applause, and everyone please join me in congratulating them. Congratulations to all the Social Justice Award recipients. I'd like to now turn it over to Dr. Longacre, who will present the Independent Internship Awards for the on-campus programs.
Thank you, Dr. Dev. Hello, everyone. I teach in both programs, but this afternoon I have the pleasure of announcing our Independent Internship Awards, which is another class that I teach. Thank you. So on behalf of my co-director, Laura Ward, who couldn't be here today, I would like to express our congratulations and gratitude to each of our student interns who have demonstrated their commitment to public health through their work across local, regional, national, and international internship sites this spring. I'd also like to thank the many host sites and preceptors who provided mentoring and guidance to our interns. The purpose of the internship elective is to translate and apply knowledge and skills students learn throughout the MPH program to a real-world public health or clinical practice setting. The range of projects every year is wide. This year, for example, students completed internships focused on designing integrated models of clinical care, compiling a comprehensive maternal health report for the state of New Hampshire, and identifying social media communication channels for disseminating HIV information across Latin America. While the work accomplished by each of the interns is commendable,
we'd like to acknowledge 4 students in particular for excellence during their internships. When I read your name, please stand at your seat while we recognize your outstanding achievements. So in alphabetical order, our first award of internship excellence goes to Ricardo Amazon. Ricardo's project was entitled Evaluation, Assessment, and Development of Countermeasures to Prevent Hazards of Falling Snow and Ice from Steep Roofs at Dartmouth College. So we will all be safer this winter because of Rick. Good job. Our next award of internship excellence goes to Yue Huang. Yue's project was entitled Assessing Transition Towards and Client Benefits of a Value-Based Pay-for-Performance Arrangement in Behavioral Health. Our next internship award of excellence goes to Megan Nalamachu. Megan's project was titled Development of Policies, Procedures, and an Evaluation System to provide small one-time grants to individuals with opioid use disorder in the United States. And our final award of internship excellence goes to Camille Rogers. Camille's project was entitled Podiatric and Military Medicine Research Initiatives, Resident Opioid Prescribing, Resident Bullying, and Lower Extremity, very appropriate today, Lower Extremity Injuries in United States Uniformed Service members. So congratulations. Congratulations to all of our award recipients and to each of our independent internship graduates. Thank you guys. So I'm now pleased to introduce Dr. Al Mully, who will present the Integrative Learning Experience Awards for the on-campus programs.
Good afternoon. I'm Al Mully. I'm a professor at the Dartmouth Institute and also a professor of medicine. I have the privilege of co-directing the Independent Learning Experience, known to our students by the acronym the ILE. I do that with a team, my co-director Margaret Mully, as well as Katie Saunders and Lynn Foster Johnson are to my right. Other team members include Rachel Forcino, Dr. Trinidad Tellez, and Kim Williams. They were unable to be here today. The on-campus ILE provides MPH and MS students with the opportunity to work with an 8-member faculty team, as well as their classmates and other faculty, to synthesize their learning over the course of the entire academic year. This synthesis takes place as they develop a research paper or proposal or a policy paper in an area that is of personal interest to them and of professional interest regarding their plans for the future. They choose these projects because they believe they can lead to meaningful positive change in public health and personal well-being in a community or across the globe. Students choose diverse topics at the intersection of public health, clinical medicine, and policy. This diversity makes each student ILE experience unique. They conduct a thorough literature review to determine what is known and identify key knowledge gaps that need to be filled, and also to identify key policy mindsets that need to be changed with evidence-based recommendations. The program faculty brings decades of experience to help students become experts while gaining skills that they can use for their entire career. We are proud of each and every one of them. On behalf of the teaching team, we are delighted to announce this year's award recipients for outstanding achievement in their scholarship, collegiality, and the support they've provided to their peers. Please stand at your seat when your name is read. You'll receive your award with your diploma. In alphabetical order, this year's ILE Awards go to Wally Akinola, for a research proposal entitled Effects of Handheld Ultrasound Scans in the Early Diagnosis of Rheumatic Heart Disease and Its Clinical Outcomes. The second award of excellence goes to Megan Flores for a research manuscript entitled Applying Machine Learning Models to Existing Food Insecurity Screening and Exploratory Data Analysis. The third award of excellence goes to Caitlin Mee for a research manuscript entitled Personalized Irritable Bowel Syndrome Care, a Scoping Review. And the fourth and final ISLE Award of Excellence goes to Kirsten Smith for a policy paper entitled Clinicians and Parental Decision Making for Neonatal Male Circumcision in the United States. Congratulations to Wally, Megan, Caitlin, and Kirsten. Congratulations to all of you. I'd like to turn it over now to Tina Foster, who will present the Practicum Awards for the hybrid program.
Got to catch up in the little book here. All right, thank you, Al. Our final award today is the Practicum Award. I'm Tina Foster, professor of OBGYN at the Dartmouth Institute, and one of the course directors for the Practicum. Along with my colleague, Megan Longacre, who you've already seen honored, we have the pleasure of leading the Practicum series of courses in the hybrid MPH program. The Practicum represents 2 longitudinal intensive experiences that our students engage in during the full 2 years of the program. First, students complete an applied practice experience project with a public health or healthcare organization. This is essentially their public health internship. And they also complete a culminating scholarly and mentored written product called the Integrative Learning Experience. For some students, these projects are linked, whereas other students may complete 2 distinct projects. The Practicum Award recognizes excellence across both of these program components. On behalf of the entire MPH Practicum teaching team, including our mighty additional ISLE faculty advisors, we're delighted to announce this year's 7 Practicum Award recipients for outstanding achievement in the applied practice of public health. When your name is read, please stand at your seat while we recognize your achievement. In alphabetical order, our first award of excellence goes to Ifra Ahmed. Her project was titled Strengthening Primary Prevention of Strep Infection in Rural Rwanda, Developing an Education Intervention Using a Community-Based Approach. Our next award of excellence goes to Laura Galster. Her project was titled Health Equity Measurement in Hospitals and Health Systems, an Environmental Scan. Our next award of excellence goes to Karen Guo. Her project was titled Clinician and Care Team Member Experiences in the Serious Illness Model of Care Implementation. Serious Illness Conversation. Our next award of excellence goes to Bridget Hatton. Her project was titled Non-Operating Room Anesthesia Care Providers' Perceptions of Patient Crises, a qualitative study of pre- and post-simulation training interviews. Next award of excellence goes to SPs. Her project titled Transgender Experiences with Healthcare, a National Survey. Next award of excellence goes to Josie Pinto. Her project title, Navigating Increased Barriers to Access in a Post-Dobbs America, a reproductive justice-based curriculum for Dartmouth medical students. And our final award of excellence goes to Brian Urban. His project was titled Social Determinants of Health Data is the Missing Link for U.S. Healthcare. Congratulations to our award recipients and to all of our students who's collectively made substantial contributions to public health through their practicum work. I'd now like to invite Dr. Manish Mishra to announce the inductees to the Delta Omega Honor Society.
Isn't this fun? Thank you, Tina. I'm Manish Mishra, and I am honored to introduce the 2023 Delta Omega inductees. Delta Omega is the honorary society for graduate studies in public health. Today, we induct graduating students from the class of 2023 who are dedicated to quality in the field of public health and who have committed to protect and advance the health of all people. Election to the society is based on outstanding performance, including scholarship, research, community service, and devotion to public health work. I'm honored to invite the 18 inductees from this year's classes to stand for applause. Please stand for recognition, and you'll receive your award with your diploma. Congratulations to our newest Delta Omega Honorary Society members.
Thank you, Manish, and congratulations to all of our honorees today. We've now reached the time in our program to hood our students, and typically we'd give their diplomas here, but you go inside for that afterwards. Just briefly describing the color of the hoods. The color of the hood signifies the institution and the concentration of the degree. For all our hoods, the satin lining represents our institution and is Dartmouth green. For Doctor of Philosophy, the velvet trim is dark blue. For the Master of Public Health, the velvet trim is salmon. And for the Master of Science, the velvet trim is gold. We will read each graduating student's name and ask each student to come forward and be hooded. We have a photographer here taking pictures as you're being hooded, and then we'll have an opportunity after the group photo for individual photos. And these photos will be made available to graduated students. So I ask the audience to stay seated while we do the hooding. And just so you know, our students are going to walk all the way around the perimeter of the tent. So if you get your legs relaxed or something, just pull them in. As I mentioned earlier, many members of the class of 2020 are here. I'd like to invite you to begin your journey towards the stage. I'd also like to ask Roland Lamb and Megan Reed to come forward to read the names of our graduating students. And Dr. Mishra will join me in hooding our students. Doctors Barnado and Compton will congratulate our students. All right.
For the degree of Master of Public Health, David Shear. Christopher Carlson.
Thank you.
Jessica Hensley.
Joe Barn. Brandon Michael Brooks. Divya Chavla. Mary Kate Duska. Kiang Lee. Priya Caterpal. Brooke McNaughton. Himba Mutinta Muinga. Sutanya Sornprom. Ritika Ziju. Patrick On Kwaho.
Now I invite the class of 2023 to please rise and begin your journey towards the stage. Hybrid MPH. I thought you guys had that all worked out. I didn't have to remember.
Go just a smidgen lower. It's fine. How are they doing?
While they're making their way to the stage, I'd like to invite Renata and Katie Saunders. Oh, Renata's coming. Perfect. Katie, come on up.
He needs to say bye.
For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Health Policy and Clinical Practice, Renata West Yen.
Hi. For the degree Master of Public Health, Eric Strauss. Ifra Ahmed. Kolu Besa Clark. Alexis Carbine. Shreya Devatia. Laura Pierce Galster. Karen Guo. Bridget Hatton. Brandon Joseph Huxley. Teresa Impestato. Vijay Iyengar. Isadora Jaquez. Sarah Tierney Jones. Victoria H. Lee. Sage Elizabeth Lincoln. Caitlin Jones Lowe. Mary Menz. Amber Nieves. Kaya Johanna Ordal. Cleola Payne. Sayer Lovett Pease. Josie Pinto. Charlotte Rayleigh. Rebecca Freeman Slade Oraski. Joanna Nodine Rains. Emma Rose Robinson. Amal Saxena. Brent Aaron Shannon. June Q Shin. Meredith Ann Simmons. Sarah Alice Stafford. Natalie Thomas. Brian C. Urban.
Just have them.
Dr. Lucas, we need some queuing theory work. All right. While we're figuring this out, we're going to get our on-campus MPH and MS graduates.
What's that? Yes, we're right. Okay. Okay. Masters of Public Health on the on-campus program, Hannah Michelle Adams. Maria Alcoza. Ricardo Almazan Jr. Ferris Safi Aziz. William Catterall. Michael Lee Chang. Stephen Chang. Rachel Rose Cunningham. Abhirupa Dasgupta. Kathleen Demling. Emerson Frizzell. Erica Goto. Samantha Ann Govea. Sahithya Gauri Shankar. Gabriella Ann Hayes. Emma Brooke Hilty. Yue Huang. Allison Jennings. Sagar Krishna Kamaraju. Shay Marie Kelly. Bunny Lin. Shidalu Rosemary Mumbonu. Caitlin Lee Mee. Meredith Noel Milligan. Megan Nalamachu. Sophia Marie Patria. Dawn VT Pham. Natasha Radovanovich. Sade Vanessa Robitaille. Camille Ryans Rogers. Riley Marie Ruan. Shreya Seth. Kirsten Mabel Smith. Congrats. Mia St. Angelo. Sarah Hannah Elizabeth Thompson. Matthew Alphonse Walsh. Rebecca Marie Weber. Heather Wright. Mona T. Yazdi. Jacob William Zarkauer. For the degree Master of Science in Healthcare Research, Oliwale Oleanju Akinola. Megan Grace Flores. Buffy Faye Dawn Melliman. Good place to be. Chelsea Liliana Resendez. Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates. I have a few final things just to wrap up. The class photo, which includes graduating students and faculty in their regalia, will be taken immediately following the ceremony in UPIC Auditorium in Life Sciences, which is just behind us. So graduates, please follow faculty as if we know where we're going. As we exit, and we'll go take a class photo. And then there'll be individual graduate photos available to take right after that. Following the pictures, all the 2023 graduates, please stop by Remsen 331 to get your diploma and any awards. And guests, please exit after the graduates to the reception in the tent. Still in the tent, all right. No lightning, we're good. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the TDI education team for putting this on today. It's an immense amount of work with months and months of planning, and the fact that nothing major happened, you didn't notice anything that was like, oops, is a testament to all the work that went into it. And thank you to the Dartmouth College teams, too, that helped us, from conferencing and events, the maintenance crew, media production team for working their magic, our photographers, just tremendous. Wouldn't be possible without all the efforts of everybody. Thank you to our faculty for your commitment to teaching, to supporting our students on their journey to become leaders in health and healthcare. Thank you to families and friends who supported all the students along the way to get to this point in their journey. Thank you mostly to our graduating students for choosing to study at Dartmouth and for the work that you've done this year or the last 2 years and what you've contributed to our community. It's just been tremendous to have you here. Thank you. I'd like to leave you with a few wise words from Amanda Gorman. We will not march back to what was. We move to what shall be. A country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce, and free. Now, I offer my sincerest congratulations to our graduates. You're now officially TDI alums. Welcome. Yeah. Flip your tassels.